All right, welcome back to the Morning Show right here on the Rise News channel. President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the Senate to approve a fresh $800 million loan from the World Bank to enable his administration to sustain its social investment program for poor and vulnerable Nigerians. This comes also as the Director General of Budget Office of the Federation, Mr. Ben Akabweze, raised the alarm that the national debt is becoming unsustainable.
Hello viewers, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on your time zone of watching this video. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. News contents concerning Buhari administration. About a week ago, Buhari succeeded in borrowing 27 trillion naira. Now Buhari has 17 days left for his administration before the handing over comes May 29. He's asking the World Bank for $800 million. This is why the Nigerians are crying out, this is excess borrowing, consistent borrowing. What is this money used for? No one knows. Now, let's listen to Arise News for more details. Although the House of Representatives condemned this act that Nigeria has spent over 1 trillion naira, and this is the height of corruption of the highest order. Let's watch details from Arise News. Thank you, my people.
Well, the state of debt and revenue is something that is very scary. It's like an economy that is almost on the brink. An economy that is probably grappling with problem of insolvency. That is the situation. Because we are gradually getting to a position where we use our entire revenue to service debt. We are almost at that threshold. And the situation may even get worse because as at the end of 2022, the public debt was 46 trillion. Now, with the securitization of the ways and means, we have been about something close to 77 trillion. And between January and now, there also have been all manner of borrowings, either from CBN or whatever. So by the end of this year, we probably will be getting close to almost 80 trillion. Now, even before the securitization, in the 2023 budget, the component of the budget was about 6.3 trillion. Total revenue was about 10 trillion. Don't forget, we hardly ever achieve 100% performance in revenue. So you have to discount that maybe by 20 or 30%. So it's really a very, very scary situation. And certainly we cannot afford to continue this way. Something needs to happen very quickly, very urgently, so that the entire system doesn't collapse. So it's a very disturbing situation. The way it is, maybe by the end of this year, perhaps our debt service component spending will be getting close to 10 trillion. That is the way it is. And unfortunately, most of these borrowings are not as transparent as they should be. Because annually we have the budget that are presented, we have the details provided by the minister. In none of these documents are some of these details stated, particularly this borrowing from the central bank. Because normally we have subheads on the amount of deficit and how the deficit will be financed from domestic sources and from foreign sources. In none of the documents over the years has it been reflected that so much is coming from the central bank. And yet we have something to the level of almost 23 trillion cumulatively. That is scary. And if you look at even the data as at February this year of central bank, of bank credit to government, which is essentially borrowing from the central bank, it's showing about 28 trillion as at February. Although it went slightly down in March to about 27 trillion. So we need to do something very, very seriously and very fundamentally about the fiscal operations of government so that we don't end up with the IMF. Because if we end up with the IMF, it will be a completely different story. That will even be a more complicated matter to handle.
All right. Dr. Yusuf, thank you very much for joining us today and for painting the picture which you've described as a scary outlook on our debt profile. But beyond that, there's a request for even more loans. You know, yesterday and during the introduction, Rufai had mentioned that the president had written to the Senate to approve a fresh loan of $800 million from the World Bank. And he said he justified this loan saying that it was going to be used to enhance or to fund the National Social Safety Net project, whereby 10.2 million households would receive 5,000 naira monthly for the next 6 months. The first question I'd ask is that 17 days now to the end of his tenure, why this borrowing? Well, is it justified?
Well, generally in governance, we reckon with the fact that government is a continuum. It's like a relay race. Wherever the current administration stops, the incoming administration will take over. But for something as fundamental as this, I'm talking of the borrowing plan or borrowing or whatever, I don't think it's difficult to justify that just few days to the end of the administration is making a request for this. I think my own belief or my submission will be that all of this story or this idea of $800 million either for subsidy or social investment, I think we should hold on to everything. And we should allow the incoming administration to deal with all of these issues. The issue of subsidy, because the way it is, the subsidy problem has become a cross that has been passed over or that will be carried by the incoming administration. So the incoming administration, by now, I expect, should have prepared a strategy. Because this is not just dropping from the moon or somewhere. It's something that we foresee. So the incoming administration should have by now have a strategy of how to deal with it. Because we don't have the time. So it is better left for the incoming administration to deal with.
Thank you for watching my video. Please share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The name of my YouTube channel is Chris Secure Future Village. It's the same name on my page as you are seeing on the screen. Share this video so that Facebook will recommend it to others. For more trending video, I will be using my page to update you. Thank you.